Good evening. This is Clarence Williams. This is another edition of Now and Then. I want to talk to you about insurance. Uh, there's a great debate that has been happening in our country for a long time. Before Obamacare, this is 2010 with Barack Obama being the president. Before that time, there were at least three different insurance opportunities for the citizens of the United States. One was Medicare, the other was Medicaid, and the last one was private insurance. And this has been happening for a long time. Many people just could not afford the private insurance premium. And so they were really going uninsured. But when Barack Obama became the president, the Democrats worked very hard to try to change that uninsurability position of so many of the citizens of the United States. And so what they did, they passed Obamacare. And in 2010, it became law. That means that Obamacare now is a federal program and it is throughout the United States of America. Everyone can now enroll in Obamacare. It has also different provisions that prevent different insurance companies from rejecting you because of what they call existing conditions. It had also other types of rules and regulations that associate itself with Obamacare. It passed. And ever since it passed, the Republicans have been trying their best to defeat Obamacare. And when President Trump first ran for the presidency, one of his main things was he was going to appeal Obamacare. And he ran on that, and he was successful as far as getting elected into the White House. So trying to appeal Obamacare has been their mission ever since it was passed by the Democrats. But they have had roadblocks after roadblocks. And the final one was John McCain when he stood up on the floor in the House and said no to the repealing of Obamacare. Now that set them back a great deal. Naturally, Trump lost the White House, and then Biden became president, and then now President Trump is back into the White House starting in 2000. He was received the election in 2024, took the presidency January 2025. Now we are at the end of 2025. We are at December now. And remember the shutdown when the Democrats decided that they was not going to extend the CR, the continuing resolution. And then I believe it was about 8 of the Democrats decided eventually after 43 days that they were going to cut a deal with the Republicans and extend the CR, which automatically did not extend the Affordable Care premiums or the additional funding for Obamacare, which now creates another problem because at first, the Republicans were saying there was no way that they were going to extend it, period. Then they start talking that they were not going to negotiate while the government was shut down. Now that the government has been opened and the Republicans are now seeing that the 2026 midterm election is going to really be hard for them to win if they don't do something about extending the premiums for Obamacare. That's the dilemma. President Trump, for years, have said, no, get rid of it. Now he's seeing that the election, the midterm election 2026, is going to be pretty much won by the Democrats, which simply means he will no longer have the Senate, definitely no longer have the House, which means that he will become a lame duck president for the remainder of his term, the next 2 years, from 2027 through 2028. So he is now trying to talk a game about he is for extending Obamacare premiums for at least 2 or 3 years. Why 2 or 3 years? Because that's how long he will be in the White House. That's why he wants 2 or 3 years. And then the other Republicans that were so much against it during the shutdown is now talking about extending it, and they are running through Congress now trying to iron out a plan to get it extended. Why? Because they know if they do not, even in the Republican districts, they're going to lose midterm elections. Let me go back, since I've given you the overview. I told you that before there was only 3 avenues for health care in the United States of America. It was private insurance, it was a Medicare, and Medicaid. Medicare only kicks in when you get 65 years of old. So when you're 65 years of age, then you can sign up for Medicare. And then your premium can be paid by your Social Security benefits that you receive. If you look at your Social Security benefits now, and if you're on Medicare, then you will see that deduction coming out for your Medicare premium. Medicaid is totally different. Sometimes people don't pay anything for Medicaid. It is a health insurance that is provided some by the government, and also the states have their own Medicaid program, and they decide how that particular program is ran. When Obamacare was passed, it afforded to pay some of the premium for the individual health care. Remember, there are 3: individual, private health care. Well, Obamacare was set up to help pay part of that premium so that millions of people could now afford to be on the private health care insurance. Medicare, still no difference. It's still there. But Medicaid, Obamacare also afforded to pay part of the premium for people that do not qualify for Medicaid to get on Medicaid. And that's the way they were going to help pay for, get people on insurance. All but 10 states decided they was not going to opt in to Obamacare to help pay for Medicaid. And I think that's still the same today, Florida being one of them. But there are 10 states that just refused to offer insurance for millions of people simply because they did not lack Obamacare. And it's the same thing today. Now, what's the problem? The problem is that in 2021 through 2025, there was an extension or an adjustment in the premium. Now, I'm not talking about the original 2010 Obamacare. I'm talking about Congress passed an extension of the benefits. And this extension of the benefits, 2021 through 2025, is what the argument is about. The original Obamacare and its premiums and its benefits remains the same. They know they do not have the votes to get rid of that. They tried that, and John McCain killed that. But now, their other way of getting rid of it or making it harder for people to benefit from it is to get rid of the extension of the benefits. And that 2021 through 2025 benefits will expire at the end of December 2025. And that's the argument. The shutdown was not for Obamacare. It was for the benefits or the subsidies that 2021 through 2025 afforded. Now, if you don't get those subsidies, then Obamacare or the premiums are going to go skyrocket. Not going to affect Medicare, because Medicare is for everyone that's 65 and older. However, Medicare premiums starting 2026 are going to go up anyway. Has nothing to do with Obamacare, has nothing to do with the subsidies. That's just the way it's going to happen. These premiums that you're paying coming out of your Social Security for Medicare will increase in 2026. But also, if Congress does not extend the subsidies for Obamacare, then those that are on private insurance that Obamacare is helping them pay the premium for is going to go sky high, because Obamacare and the subsidies will no longer step in and help you pay the premium. And that's the argument. That's what Obamacare was trying to do and is doing, but now you are in jeopardy of losing those subsidies, that extra cost or that extra money to help you pay for your insurance premium. How did we get here? Well, we got here because 78 million decided that they were going to put Donald Trump back in the office. And not only put Donald Trump in the office, but they were going to give the Senate and the House to Republicans as well. That's how we got here. And because we are here now, we have to deal with it. How are you going to get out of it? Well, the Republicans are afraid that you're going to vote them out of office and vote the Democrats in your November 2026 midterm election. I still have some concerns about that, because I have seen recently Texas have a runoff election or a special election, and the same Texicans that was arguing about the high cost of everything and the economy getting worse and worse, losing their jobs, being laid off, now still put a Republicans back in the House of Representatives to help Obama or help Trump do exactly what they are arguing and complaining about him doing. So I really don't have a whole lot of hope that the majority of Republicans are going to vote the way that they should vote to help their families, to help themselves, to help put affordable food on the table for them, because they are still stuck with voting their party. Now, things are changing, but until we see change, when we're beginning to see change, but I'm still looking for what I will consider a change. And right now I see a lot of talk, but I don't see a lot of changes. I see a lot of disgruntled people. I see a lot of people upset. I see a lot of people questioning their vote, but I don't see people changing. And until we see that, we're going to still be the same way. People are going to still vote their party. And if they do that, it is a good chance that even if everything that's going on, Donald Trump's still going to have the House and still going to have the Senate. I hope that's not the case, but we will see, won't we? But right now, Republicans are seeing if they don't do something about extending the subsidies, the Affordable Act subsidies, that they are definitely going to lose in the midterm elections. And even Donald Trump sees that. So what should you do? Number one, I found out that there is an open enrollment. Yes, it ends on December the 7th, so it's already gone. But there's an open enrollment for Medicare. And every year you can change your Medicare plan. And there is also an enrollment for Obamacare. So regardless of whether you are getting the subsidies for Obamacare or you're getting the plan for Medicare, you can change your plan. I also found out that Obamacare and Medicare are two totally different plans. Two totally different plans. One is subsidies to help you pay for your private insurance, and the other one is Medicare that you can start receiving at 65. But regardless of which one you are on, both of them are subject to go up in 2026. What we need to do is be more informed about our health plans, about how we can or cannot afford our plans, and then take action to make sure that when that time comes, we can really afford the benefits of receiving good health care in the United States of America. This is Clarence Williams, and this is another edition of Now and Then. May God bless you. Have yourself a great day.